Hey, I'm Scott with Scotsman Turf Robotics. This is not going to be a tutorial video, but what I want to do right now is I want to just give you a brief introduction to the dashboard that comes with Echo Robotic equipment. To me, this is one of the more powerful behind the scene aspects that you're going to see with any piece of robotic equipment. A lot of times, maybe you're going to trade shows or you're looking at equipment and you're seeing, the piece of hardware that's there. But when it comes to robotic deployment, autonomous equipment, it's the behind the scenes tools like this that make the equipment even more powerful. So, just let me walk you through some of the more key features that are here and just talk about it a little bit, just to give you a little bit of the flavor that's there and what you get behind the scenes with this equipment. So, again, this is the robotic dashboard for Echo Robotics equipment. The first thing that pops up is just going to give you a week's um, shot of what's been going on for the week, and everything's color coded and you can look and see what's out there. So I can click on other things to see what it's been doing regarding waiting at the station, charging, alarms that it may have went off, the time it's spent picking, the range. And then you can go back to actually see in a time scale over a 24-hour period each day what it's been doing. And one of the big three things you see, actually the four big colors you see here, is going to be the red's going to be alarms that occurred. In this case, this was an alarm for weather, bad weather was in the area. We're actually beta testing at this location um, the weather software that actually Echo is looking at integrating into pickers and mowers. So we're testing some of that. And then sometimes it shows up as light blue where it's just waiting at the station and didn't have to return to the station. It's just sitting there. See, the dark blue is for charging. The green is actually the pick time that's actually occurring. Got a lot of rain this week. This is the week leading up to the US Open. So this is Father's Day, June the 18th, 2023. I'm recording this video and you can see it's actually work is in progress right now. So it's out picking the range. And one of the more interesting things though is actually being able to look and to control the map. So in this case, I'm going to zoom in here and show you some aspects of the range here. And at this location, you can see what it's been doing for a 24-hour period. So you can see from the 6:17 of 23 up until the exact same time at 6:23 p.m. on 6:18, Father's Day 2023. We want to know a little more data as far as like what it's been doing since noon. I can actually change the date, the start date, and then I can change the time as well. So I'm going to knock it down to the last 6 hours since noon. What has it actually been doing? And I'll refresh the map. So what it's been doing in this case is actually we've set up some target areas. So in order to customize the automation, and that's really the key to getting automated robotic equipment to work at its maximum for you, is to actually customize the automation. So you have to really think about your facility. What are the biggest needs? When are the biggest times on the range that you need it working, and zones in which you need it working? So what we've done at this range is we actually have it wired in for the entire range, but we've created really intense high pick areas, intense areas that we want it to go to during the day. So during the core part of the day, actually we added this front target green, a mid target green, and we have another target green out here. But since 6 o'clock, it actually has went to actually picking generally across the range rather than just focusing on these high zones. And we did all this by going into the parameters, and we can actually look at the calendar itself and the way we've actually set this up. So the zones that we set up in this area, we have the front target, target 2, target 3. We have a high use area, and then we have the general range itself that shows up within this parcel. We set these zones up by going in and actually creating these in the mapping of this property. And so you can see at this range that we have this front zone, we have zone 3 here, and then zone 2 here is our main areas we wanted it to focus on during the day. We actually set these up in the dashboard itself, and then we go online and we set it up online in the dashboard, and then we go into the field and allow the range picker actually to verify these areas, and then we can calendar in when we want it to go to these areas. So one of the things we were seeing at this course was people come down the hill, and then they'll go to this front part of the tee and not venture down further down the tee box itself, and that created a lot of balls that actually were focusing over on this left side of the tee, and they were really we noticed that if we could just concentrate in these areas of the targets, these target areas that people were really trying to hit to, and that could, number one, it could allow us to pick up more balls with the picker. And the second thing was it could actually, the traditional range picker that's still utilized in supplements, that we can actually get it away from these target areas and not break flag sticks, and then also reduce the amount of wear that's actually occurring. So that's, as you know, going to be one of the bad things about the traditional range pickers. It's just the weight of those machines, the aggressiveness of those machines. They just wear out the turf a lot worse for sure than what a lightweight Echo Robotics range picker is actually going to do. This flexibility in deployment, flexibility in the way you actually utilize the equipment is one of the great powers to me of any piece of automated robotic equipment, but especially in this really powerful dashboard that Echo Robotics has put together. Again, I'm Scott with Scotsman Turf Robotics. Look us up at scotsmanturfrobotics.com. Email me if you want to discuss this or any other robotic equipment at info@robot-mowing.com. Please like and subscribe to our channel, and look for more information here at our YouTube channel.